Okay, now we need to have an uncomfortable conversation. It's about contracts.
Oh, why is it uncomfortable?
Not your contracts. We've been sacked. You've been sacked. It's not your contracts. It's the BCCI contracts for the cricketers. We've got this list. It was announced last night, and we must discuss it. Must discuss it as much for the inclusions, as for the omissions, as for the rungs up, the promotion, the rung down. Can we just put that out? Can we just put that up? This is going to be, so there you go, grade A. Okay, no question. Grade A plus, of course, no question. If these 3 students were in your class, they would get an A plus. Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. Move to grade A. There's one below that. Big one there. A big list. You've got Rishabh Pant. I think the one you want to look at here is that Rishabh Pant's sudden elevation into that, jumps straight in. And of course, you have pretty much usual suspects there, except that Shikhar Dhawan has moved on from A plus to here. I guess not playing Test cricket. I don't know what it is, but Bhuvi, anything you want to comment on here, gentlemen?
See, moving from one category to another, it's all fine.
Yeah.
We are sitting in March right now.
Yeah.
March has already started. The contract term is from October to 2019, end of September.
Yeah.
That is, so as there has to be some kind of transparency, or you change the date of the contracts.
Yeah.
You know, that's something, because if someone has performed well in the last 6 months, obviously as selectors you will get influenced. True. You know, that is something which I'm seeing here. You know, I don't want to name it because, you know, all these categories and gradation and all that, you don't have to get into it. But there are certain players who have missed out as well.
Yeah. There's some retrospective reward.
There has to be some logic which is transparent for everyone.
Yeah, and quantifiable.
And more importantly for the players. It's fine as viewers, you know, you can look at the list and you say, oh, you know, this guy has gone up, this guy has gone down. But, you know, players need to understand what is it going to take for me to go from C to A plus.
Such a good point.
So that's something which I'm not sure if it's been established as yet, because you don't know when the contract term is starting. You don't know whether you are going to get a contract.
Yeah.
And if more than half the year is done, then what's the point of, what are you creating in terms of incentive for the players?
True.
How am I going to motivate myself from a C category to be in A plus, or from any category to any category, whether it's promotion or demotion?
Yeah.
So that's
and
something
clearly
it's not,
it's not about the money, because it really is not. It's just the whole idea of going, okay, suddenly it's the worth, right? Suddenly I'm not worth as much as I was, irrespective of, you know, it's great that there's money in the game. People work very hard. 20-25 people playing cricket for India in 1.5 billion people, so have to be, of course, rewarded. Highest watched sport in the world, you might say. But that is such a valid point, because a human being is still a human being, right? You still feel that, just hang on, has my value eroded, and what do I have to do to prove that worth again? We have some more bits of the list that are still left, and let's see if there's anything glaring that pops out there. It'll probably be more of the same, right? But you see Murli Vijay. Now, is this, when he looks at this, he goes, is this a sign that, okay, it's done for me, right? Is Test cricket done for me now?
See, because the point which I was trying to make, October 2018.
Because if you have September,
would you have given a contract to Murli Vijay or no?
Yeah, yes, you would have.
Because he was part of the England tour.
Yeah.
After that, he was part of Australia tour as well. Then, if he was part of the Australia tour, that means, if the contract has been announced on 1st of October, he would have been part of the contract.
Yep.
Because it's announced in March, maybe that's the reason so the time has influenced the decision which you made for the backdated contracts.
Yeah.
And I think that's something which probably not accepted. You know, it's not accepted as a viewer also seeing it, or for the players. You know, Murli Vijay must be thinking the same thing. And again, I'm not getting into the names. It doesn't matter. There can be different examples as well.
Yeah.
You know, Hardik's case. On October 1st, Hardik would have got A or A plus. Today he's in B.
Yeah.
So what is the explanation for that? I think you know, there are a few names who will have their stories. I've just taken a couple of names. You know, there are a few players who are not part of the contracted, who've been part of the team.
Okay.
And if you get technical, I think, if you play certain number of games, then you automatically get a contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, I mean, these are the things which have not been communicated.
I didn't read them right, because I saw Siddharth Kaul play for India a few days ago, didn't he?
Yes.
He's not even in the list. So if you play for India, you may not have a contract. How does it work?
So if you play a certain number of games, you are
I thought even if you play one game,
getting
you are under the contract.
Yeah.
No? Even if you play one game, say
you just default
get when you get selected for India.
So it's, I think, number of, so I'll have to see the,
we'll check
the technical point on that. But I think if you play one test, then you automatically get it. If you play 3 ODIs, then you automatically get it, and there is certain number of T20s as well.